Hey Credit Warriors, welcome to the show, and today we're going to be looking at 5 things to say to overturn a denial on a credit card application, okay? 5 secret tricks. And this actually comes from an article that is on Nasdaq's website. It's actually from the Motley Fool, but I found it through Nasdaq. You know, some days there's no credit card news going on, and it's hard to run a credit card channel under those circumstances. So I just searched the word credit card in Google and see what news items come up. And this is one that came up, and I thought this was very worthwhile going through this article and talking about all of these different tips for getting through a credit card reconsideration call. All right. So let's just take a look at the article first of all. So they start off by saying, sometimes a credit card application doesn't go your way. You fill it out thinking that you're on your way to a new card, only to get the dreaded denial. And in situations like this, your best option is to call the card issuer's reconsideration line. So first of all, I want to point out a couple of things. So you have basically 3 chances to get approved, okay? One is through instant approval online. It's like, hey, you're approved, right? You get a nice screen, welcome to the card or whatever, expected in the mail in like 1 or 2 weeks or whatever like that. Second opportunity to get approved would be a approval through their online system, but delayed, okay, by a couple of days. So you'll get a message saying, we couldn't instantly approve you, but just hang in tight and we'll get back to you in a couple of days, or you may get the card through the mail. And so that basically could be a computer system that takes a bit longer, okay, because they have to look into your file in a bit more detail. Or it could be a human, okay, having to manually look at your file. You don't really know. But that's another chance for getting approved, okay? So you got the instant approval chance, you got the through their automatic system but delayed by a few days approval chance, and then finally you've got the reconsideration line, okay? And this is once you have been denied and you've received a letter, whether you were denied instantly or denied after waiting a couple of days and still denied. Once you receive that letter, then you can call the reconsideration line, all right? It's important not to call the reconsideration line before you receive the letter, because you could still be going through the automatic approval process. You don't want to mess with that because you want to maximize these 3 chances of getting approved, all right? But once you get that letter, it'll say a reason for why you were not approved. Then it's time to call the reconsideration line. If you want a list of credit card company reconsideration lines, Doctor of Credit has a very good, list of all of the reconsideration lines of major credit card companies, because these lines often aren't public, but I'll put a link to that below. Anyway, let's get into analyzing this article. So what are their 5 tips, all right, for calling the reconsideration line? So their first tip is start the call with a friendly greeting. Hi, how are you? Oh, that's wonderful. So yeah, they recommend saying, hi, representative's name, I'm calling about my recent credit card application. How's your day going? Absolutely, you can do this. It's great advice. I mean, you don't want to call them up like this. Hey, I was denied for a credit card. I think you guys made a mistake. I'm calling to complain. Your objective is for them to approve you. So you don't want to be rude, because really that person holds the power, right? They're the one who's going to either approve or disapprove. So yeah, absolutely, call them up. Don't be creepy though. Don't be over the top. But absolutely, you can say things like, hey, how's your day been? Hope you're having a good day. Just wanted to call about my credit card application. Maybe you could take a look at it for me. That would be great. Much appreciated. Be really polite. And that's definitely going to help you with talking to the representative. All right, let's have a look at their next tip. Number 2, mention why you'd be a good card holder. Example, I have excellent credit, so I'm surprised that my application was denied. And yeah, so obviously don't be a douchebag with it. I have excellent credit, don't you know? So I can't believe you would deny such a person as myself. Don't be a snob, basically. I mean, just say, hey, I do have excellent credit, so I'm a little bit surprised that I was denied. Maybe you could have a look. Maybe there's been a mistake, something like that. So yeah, and then just like they say in the article, the ideal card holder for the credit card company is someone who uses the card regularly, pays off, maybe occasionally carries a balance, but always pays on time, never pays late. Maybe they pay the minimum payment 1 month, carry a little bit of balance, pay a little bit of interest, but in general, their accounts are healthy, utilization isn't too high. And yeah, you can emphasize all those things. When you say you have excellent credit. You can also talk, not just about your credit score, but you can also say, look, I've never missed a payment, or, if you do have a missed payment, it was like 2 years ago or something. You can say, hey, my last 2 years, all my payments have been on time. I would, have assumed that you'd approve for that. And speaking of being a good card holder, if you want to maintain your credit score and just kind of keep tabs on your credit utilization across all your accounts, get notified of bills coming up, etc., so you never have a missed payment, why not check out the app Max Rewards? It's really, really useful. It gives you all your cards on one easy to use dashboard, showing you your utilization, warning you when a payment is coming up. It also will show you which card to use where in your local area for the best rate of credit card points and rewards. And they also have Max Rewards Gold, which is their premium service, which will activate Chase and Amex offers for you so you never miss a deal. It's just $4 per month if you get the annual plan, but actually you can get a free month with my link. Check that out below. So number 3, ask for reconsideration. So, that's what this whole thing is about. But anyway, let's go into more detail. So what they say is, I'd really like to get this card. Could you take another look at my application, see if there's a way to approve it? So with this, remember the politeness, still being really polite, but then you need to get on to why, okay? So you need to know the reason. So from the letter that you received, there may be a reason code that might say, oh, too many credit card accounts open. Well, some of those accounts possibly could be authorized user accounts on other people's card, all right? Maybe your wife has a credit card and she got you an authorized user account, or your parents, or whatever, right? So if that's the case, you could explain, well, the letter said too many accounts, but actually 1 or 2 of those are authorized user accounts. So I don't have 7 accounts, I have 6 or 5. Maybe could I be reconsidered because of this fact, politely, and that is possible. I have had success with that in the past. All right, let's move on to the next point. Number 4, point out 1 or 2 benefits you like about the card, except the sign-up bonus. Now, this is a great tip from Nasdaq or Motley Fool or whoever wrote this, but explain the benefits you like about the card, except the sign-up bonus, all right? Credit cards don't like people who sign up just for the sign-up bonus, get it, and then cancel the card in their first year or after 1 year or something like that, okay? They want long-term customers who are gonna use the card, they're gonna generally always pay on time, not carry too high balances, and that's a profitable customer basically for the credit card company. So emphasize, say, hey, I really like this card. I was really hoping I could get it. Maybe I could be considered for reconsideration because I spend a lot, say, on grocery, right? And this card offers, like say it was the Amex Gold, this card offers 4 points per dollar on grocery, and I'd be really interested in that. I'd use it for my grocery shopping every week, and it would really benefit me, and I'd probably put a reasonable amount of spending on the card. So that's one particular benefit. Or maybe there are other benefits as well. Like let's say it's a premium card, and you're like, well, it offers airport lounge access. I do travel quite a bit, so that would be really convenient for me, and I definitely want to keep this product long term. Emphasize the sort of, you're going to be building a long-term relationship with the bank, okay, or with the credit card issuer. It's not like, hey, I want that sign-up bonus, and then I'm going to get out of there. All right. And certainly don't say anything to do with manufactured spend, like, oh, hey, I hear this card has a bonus for grocery stores, and my local grocery store sells gift cards, and I could buy tens of thousands of dollars worth of gift cards and then liquidate that money. Just don't go there. All right, number 5, address the denial reason. Now, I realize I've already talked about this. I probably should have scripted this video out a bit better. But anyway, do address the denial reason, and just know that you are going to be given a reason code in the letter. But this is a set reason, okay? It's not something where someone looks at your application and they're like, oh, this guy appears to have too many accounts. Let's write that. Too many open accounts on your account. Sorry, you are denied. No, it's just like a computer sees, all right, he's got 15 accounts. Bing, reason number 27, too many accounts open, or whatever, like something like that, all right? I just made that up. But these are set reasons, okay? So you can come back at them with kind of set responses, like too many accounts. You could say, well, 1 or 2 of those accounts are authorized user accounts, like we said. You could also, let's say, missed payments on the account, like we said. Oh, those missed payments are a long time ago. Could you reconsider based on my last 12 months? All right. Maybe high balances. All right. Let's say your balance is a little bit high, but perhaps it was higher like 6 months ago than it is now. And you could say, well, I know it's for high balances, but if you look at, there is a downward trajectory of my balances, maybe you could reconsider me because they've been going down for the last 6 months. something like that, okay? So link it to the reason you've been given in the letter. And this is why, another reason why you shouldn't just phone early when they're still considering your application, okay? You need to wait until you're actually denied so you know the reason why you are denied, and then you can address that reason in your phone call to them, okay? I hope that makes sense. So that's what the article says, but lastly, I want to add a few more points, okay? So first point is be prompt, okay? Make sure you call the reconsideration line within 30 days, because typically, if you leave it past 30 days, you're going to have to do a brand new application anyway. They can't base it off of base an approval off of an application that was more than 30 days in the past. They're going to want you to do a new application, and you'd have to have a new hard pull on your credit report. So you don't want that. You want to have your reconsideration based off of that application, which means you need to phone them up within 30 days of the application. Next point that I'm just going to add to this is know your credit score and the details of your credit report. Because if they ask you something about your credit report, you're going to look like a bit of an idiot if you don't know it, right? If they say, well, the reason was you had this debt collection, and then you're like, wait a minute, what? Debt collection? So you need to go to the annual website, like annualcreditreport.com, where you can see your whole credit report, or you go to Credit Karma or myfico.com and get your actual accurate credit report, so you know if there's a collection. And maybe that collection was for something like medical debt, and you could say, yeah, look, it was medical debt. It took me by surprise. I had an accident or something. That's why there was a collection. So you definitely need to understand what it was that they are referencing on your credit report, and also know where your credit score is at, okay? Just remember though, the credit score they pull might be slightly different to the one you see on services such as Credit Karma or whatever. So don't be surprised if your credit score is, showing like 735 and they have like 727 or something like that. Yeah, don't be surprised by that, because different systems display different scores. Then lastly, if you have an existing relationship with a credit card issuer, you can use that to your advantage. For example, if you already have a credit card with that company and they've denied you, and perhaps the reason is you've had too much credit issued across your accounts, they don't want to give you more credit, well, you could phone them up and say to them, hey, I've got a $5,000 limit on this card. Could you perhaps halve that to $2,500, and then give me this new card that I want with a $2,500 limit, right? Just an example, but that's what you can do, okay? If it's a bank as well, and you have, say, a checking account and a savings account with them or something like that, you could also use that to your advantage. So you'd be like, well, you've denied me for this card, but look, I've got like $10,000 or $15,000 in my savings. My checking account also has, or if you don't have savings, you could point out, look, my checking account, it has, say, $5,000 salary being paid in every month, or whatever, right? You can kind of emphasize those points if you do bank with them as well. So that was the Nasdaq article plus a few extra tips from me. I think it's a great article. They did well, but it's just a little bit surface level. They could have gone in a little bit deeper. So I've supplemented it for you there, guys. So those are a load of tips for getting through credit card reconsideration. I hope you like them. Check out the sponsor of this video, Max Rewards. Their app is really, really useful, and not only for keeping your credit score utilization low, everything like that, but also for getting access to deals. And yeah, if you want that free month, you can check it out, link below as well.